In early 2017, Cartoon Network South Africa aired the three-part finale of one of my favorite childhood shows, Regular Show. And I remember sitting there in my living room, knowing it was happening, but not being allowed to watch it. At the time, I thought the thing that hurt was missing the finale. But recently I realized it actually wasn't about the finale at all. It was about being invalidated as a kid. For context, Cartoon Network was a huge part of my childhood, especially the 2010s era. Regular Show, Adventure Time, Gumball, Steven Universe, Ben 10. Among others. I especially loved Regular Show. There was just something about how creative and completely unhinged it could be. One moment it was about Mordecai and Rigby slacking off at work, and the next moment it somehow turned into a disaster. But my mother, at the time, thought that those shows were too violent, too silly. So, in early 2017, when Cartoon Network South Africa aired the three-part finale of Regular Show, she didn't allow me to watch it. Something about not wanting any distractions from her work. She probably didn't realize it at the time, but that moment stuck with me. It was like she said through her actions, "Your interests don't matter." From then on, I started to be secretive regarding my interests, for fear of that judgment and ridicule by other people. And while I did watch that three-part finale of Regular Show much later, that core hurt of being invalidated still stuck with me. And in a way, it led me to do that same judgment with my two younger brothers regarding Roblox and their YouTube channels. Quietly judging their interests, just because they were different from what I grew up with. And then I realized, through a long and quite honestly impactful talk with the older of the two younger brothers, I realized I was starting to do the same thing that happened to me as a kid. My sibling and I talked about his interests. He talked with the same vitality as I had when I was watching my favorite shows. I may not have directly judged him for it, but through my thoughts and opinions, they may have quietly influencing my actions. So, through that conversation, I became humbled, in a good way, to never express or think of judgment whenever somebody talks about their interests from that day onwards. And maybe that's the best way to honor that hurt, not by passing it on to others, but by integrating it through my actions. My kid self didn't get the appreciation he deserved for the things he loved. But maybe the best way to honor that is to make sure somebody else does. Maybe the hurt might finally start to soften. Not disappear, mind you, but we acknowledge and let that hurt guide me for life. So, I want to give you, the viewer, a bit of a closing action to end this video. The next time your kid or your sibling, or really anybody, expresses joy and wonder regarding whatever they're interested in, be open to that kind of interest. Let go of your assumptions. Learn about what they're interested in, because, who knows, it may be the world to them. My kid self may have never got the appreciation he deserved for the things he loved. And yeah, while I did eventually go back and watch the finale of Regular Show, I don't think that's what gave me closure. I used to think closure meant going back and consuming content. But honestly, I feel like the real closure was deciding not to make someone else feel that same kind of dismissal. Thank you for listening, and keep moving forward.